Demons, present is the defendant, Mr. Demons, his counsel, the assistant state attorneys. So, are we all ready to proceed, counsel?
Yes, sir. We just have to have the witness for our own.
Defendant, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. See if check on it.
I don't think it's cold enough in there, Judge.
Don't you start.
Why should today be different than any other day?
Called them Friday, told them that you complained about it on Thursday. It was a little too warm in here for you. They said they were going to adjust it accordingly.
I appreciate that.
Just be used to it, the things.
There's no happy medium in life.
Could we approach off the record?
Sure, we'll go to one extreme to the next.
No one told me. Yeah, no one told me. Okay.
John, we'll go grab him real quick.
Counsel, we all set, ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, bring the jury, see if they're ready.
For preserve the record, we renew our objection to the witness testifying with a mask.
Judge, we're good.
All right, bring it.
Jury entering.
Good morning. Let the record reflect the presence of the defendant. Defendants as counsel, please be seated. The assistant state attorneys, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and our witness, Danny Cole. Please have a seat, sir. I just want to remind you that you remain under oath, all right?
Sure.
So you all have a nice weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to pick up where we left off on Thursday. So, Madam State, I think you were still on your examination of this witness.
That's correct.
You may proceed.
Thank you. You are the same Detective Danny Polo that was here last week?
Same one, different suit,
Okay. Same mask?
same mask.
Okay, we had left off on page 24, publishing what has been admitted into evidence as State 70. Okay, going on to, this is still the chat with the number that's saved in as Gino. So going now, I'm going to skip ahead to page 28. I want to make sure it's visible so everybody can read it. The name G-O-O-N, Goon,
Yes,
is that an individual you were able to identify?
yes.
And who is that?
So his name is Isaiah Eberhart. I don't think I'm pronouncing the last name correctly.
Okay, going down here. The message that is coming in from the ending in 9807 phone number. What in this particular message from September 29th of 2018 tells you that this is somehow affiliated with G-Shine or GKB?
The first indication that it's blood related would be taking out the letter C from creeping, putting a K, and then the second one would be the use of the term herc, which is common to be used between members of GKB
Okay,
to address themselves, address each other.
so going now to page 29 of State 70, and the message from Gino, contact on October 4th of 2018. With regards to this message, if you could please read it aloud for the jury.
You are a truly talented, beloved. It's an honor to lead you. Thanks for the opportunity. I won't let you down.
Can you make any opinions or conclusions from that message about the relationship between the person identified as Gino and the person who's on the other side of the conversation ending in 9807?
Well, the first First thing I want to note on this message is the word honor is in all caps. That's one of the it's one of the words associated to certain G-Shine blood symbols: honor, respect, loyalty. So the fact that he, or Gino, made that all caps is indicative of, just showing more additional blood-related language. Gino's expressing to the 9807 number. I got that right, 9807?
Yes.
Yes, 9807 number, that he's that person, the 9807 number, is a talented individual, and he appreciates the opportunity.
Can you say about the rankings or the hierarchy between the two?
Based on the previous messages, Gino is one of the subjects that was above the 9807 number. He was one of the subjects involved in recruiting the 9807 number.
Okay. The response from the 9807 number, is this again using those same codes that you previously talked about on Thursday?
Yes, he says always, he's just responding to the messages, and he calls him Herc, which is a common G-Shine, like saying bro or dude or something like that, or brother. DL stands for down low, which means I hear you, and SL is shine love.
Okay.
So it's G-Shine, shine love. It's one of the terms they use.
Okay, going to the next message on page 29. And if you could read that one aloud for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Quando denied saying anything about you, Q or the hood.
Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the hood is normally used to refer to?
The hood would be the blood organization or G-Shine organization. I mean, specifically here, he mentions that he didn't say anything about, or he denied saying anything about not just the hood, but Q. And Q would be Jaquan Burton. That's what he
Okay.
goes by, Q-Shine.
And so the last two messages from the 9807 number and then the response from Gino. I can be a little bigger, sorry.
9807 said, ain't worried. And Gino, he's gonna get his day, mark my words.
So I want to go forward, page 30. The message of October 6, 2018 at 12:05 a.m. If you could read the one that is right there in the center of the screen.
All right, Gino states, I'm on the line with Tall Godfather, GF. He wants a sit down with you and Jay Green. Jay Green is Jalen Green, one of Mr. Denon's associates, who happens to be part of a different G-Shine set. Me, you, Jay Green, and him.
Okay. Going now to that same page, the message on October 8th of 2018, 12:43 p.m. Can you read this message and then translate it, please?
To stay in tune is to communicate, bro. If you feel like it's too much, you can line up elsewhere, but you won't get the perks and respect you get now. The choice.
What does that translate to?
So based on context from the messages I read, the 9807 number wasn't checking in and communicating with members of Gino's lineup, Gino's set enough, and he's letting the 9807 number know that if it's too much for him, if he can't follow the rules and check in as it's required, then he can pick a different set, different blood set, different lineup. Specifically uses the word line up elsewhere, but he's saying their set has the most respect.
Okay. So going to page 31, I want to go to now the message from the 9807 phone number on October 23rd of 2018.
just says beloved.
And then going on to October 24th of 2018 at 12:37 a.m. What does that message show?
The GKB or G-Shine, Gangster Killer Blood, Oath.
Okay.
They go by many names, like I stated before.
Is this the same that was reflected in some of those emails that you had previously discussed?
I would have to go to the email and make sure see if it's word for word the same, but it's consistent with the G-Shine Oath.
Okay, and that was previously admitted as State 69. And State 68. Are the other two that we've run so far. So,
Thank you. You want to know what page I'm on?
please, if you could refer to one for that.
Page 4, under the rules, says oath /red alert. And I'll read directly from here first. I take this oath and solemnly swear to uphold, honor, and respect the rules and regulations that govern the Empire of Shine under the banner of the United Blood Nation. I take this oath to be responsible, trustworthy, and militant, for I am a reflection of this hood, and in parentheses, empire. From this day forward, I will no longer think or act as an individual, because I know my actions can affect others. I take this oath and swear to be there for my brothers and sisters in a time of need and give them a sturdy shoulder to lean on, for my loyalty lies in G-Shine Empire.
So this one's a little bit different on that.
Right.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury why there may be a difference between those two?
These Bibles, books of knowledge, they're handwritten most of the time or typed up like this, as you can tell. And this is probably like a notepad application on a computer. And everyone, as they learn it, they write it down. And you know, if you've ever played the game of telephone as a child, little things might change from one text to another. But for the most part, I believe it's pretty much almost the same.
Okay, going to the next message on October 24th.
Excuse me, pardon, can we approach?
Ladies and gentlemen, I need a few minutes with the lawyers. Just put your notepads down, please. Don't discuss the case. Don't form any opinion about the case. Don't allow anyone to discuss the case with the president. Thank you. Thank you. Let the record reflect the jury stepped out. Counsel remain along with the defendant, and the witnesses on the stand. Yes, counsel, now your objection is, was previously stated as you're objecting to this witness testifying wearing a mask. Based upon his testimony, I overruled the objection, and now you're suggesting you want to revisit that?
Yes, sir.
So go ahead and tell me, make your argument.
May I inquire from the witness?
Sure.
Sir, are you aware that your picture along with your family is on the internet as we sit here today?
Nope.
May I approach?
You may. Same thing you showed counsel sidewalk?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
May I show you what, this is a picture of mask, that is you and your family,
Yes, sir.
and that's on your wife's Cash App,
Yes, sir.
which is available to anyone who runs that, because we just ran it this morning.
I guess so. I did my best to keep things clean. I guess I missed that one.
We would object to him continuing to testify with his mask on based upon that as public record.
Yeah, this is nothing that this witness put on. It was something that was done by a family member that he was unaware of. So based on that, and the testimony is still truthful and accurate as to what he has done to protect his identity on that. So based on that particular item, I don't think that rises to that level.
Thank you. All right. Detective, can you step down for a second? Just wait outside.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I have a request.
Yes.
Can I briefly call my wife and make sure that she scrubs everything that I might have missed?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
And Judge, we just asked to have defense counsel not necessarily preserve that because that is something that it got out. There would be concerns for the safety of the witness on that. It's already been seen by the court and be described as such. But to preserve it, or anything else on that that could lead to safety issues for this witness would be very troubling.
We have no problem with that.
So that's agreed. All right. So I'd like to hear what the witnesses finds out from his spouse. I guess my concern is, it's always something we're trying to balance things. The news crew has a right to be here and film what's going on in the courtroom. The defendant has a right of confrontation. Typically, it's face-to-face. But, it's not hard and fast. The witness indicates there's threats on his life, and he's worried about his security of his family. And it's a balancing of all those things. So I don't know where this came from or how it was obtained. I don't know how you got a hold of the picture in the first place. You're saying it's on a Cash App?
So, yeah, all you have to do, her phone number is listed, and when you put her in Cash App, the picture comes up.
Cash App is what?
So Cash App is similar to Zelle, Venmo, so if I want to send you money, or better yet, if you want to send me money, you have a Cash App, you send it to either my phone number or to my email, whatever I have set up. And most people do have pictures there. It is open to the public. Cash App is not with Venmo, you can actually make things private. Cash App does not. So everything you do on Cash App is in the public domain.
Yeah, it seems a little concerning and troubling that they'd be looking at the witness's wife and family with the intent to cause them some sort of harm or to intimidate them in any way.
Well, I resent that, first of all. We have a right to confront the accuser. They made a representation. It turns out to be incorrect. So, quite candidly, I resent any implication that we're trying to put anyone in danger. Quite to the contrary.
Now you'll be in recess. When you want to step out and find out, if he's able to find out that the information will be in recess. You need a restroom break, Mr. Dennis?
Yes, sir.
No? All right.
I know.
order to reflect the presence of the defendant, Mr. Devens, his counsel, and the assistant state attorneys. Yes, so, where are we at, Councilman?
Here, bring me up, Rose.
Sure.
No, not that. The other guy, the older gentleman sitting right here. He's just, every time. That's with him, and he goes, "Oh, that guy's not with me." So.
see you for a second. We're in recess for a minute. Can I see you? Camera crew. Jason, is it? Or Joshua? Yeah, you bring them in. Yes, sir. You can take off your mask.
Yes, sir.
Over. State's objection, Your Honor, based on the previous issues.
Jury entering?
Thank you. Please be seated. Let the record once again reflect the presence of the defendants, his counsel, the assistant state attorneys, the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and our witness, Mr. Polo, remains on the stand. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you. Okay, Detective Polo, we left off talking about the G-Shine oath and the slight differences between them. The next message on October 24th of 2018 discusses coming up with a handle. What is a handle?
It's like a nickname, a moniker, something that you would assign yourself as your gang name, kind of like your Instagram handle or your Cash App handle.
And then is that put in again and responded as that definition for what a handle is on October 24th of 2018?
Yeah,
Okay.
that says right there. Then the books would be referring to the G-Shine book, the book of membership.
Okay. Going to October 26th of 2018 on this, there is a message from Gino to the 9807 phone number. What does it say?
Asking if he's good. So, bro, you good?
Okay. Continuing on, the next message from Gino to the 9807 phone number.
In this message, Gino states, we here for you, bro. Just let us know what you need.
Okay. And in terms of the time frame on this case, are you aware of when the homicides occurred?
Yeah, I believe these messages were sent after the homicide.
Okay. So going on to October 27th of 2018.
What page do you want? I'm sorry.
Still on page 32. The last message on that. If you could read that one aloud.
I went through what you're going through. It hurts, but it's like when you go into the next level, the people you love die. It's so that they can protect you better from the sky.
Okay. In terms of additional messages in this, and I'm going to go forward now to page 35. There's again a reference to homies. Is that something that's commonly associated with blood or G-Shine members?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just say that's my homie or something, but in the gang world, your big homie is the person that brought you in. The homies would be people within your organization. There would be different ways to reference that.
Okay, going forward now to page 38. There is a message 920-445-5126. Do you see that particular
Yes.
message? And it's, who is that identified?
The Godfather
Okay.
is referencing the GF.
And so then again, to put that next to what's been previously emitted as State 69, 920-445-5126. Are those the same phone numbers?
Yeah, that's the phone number for Keith Stevens. They call him Stretch.
And could you explain where Gino would fall in the lineup under Stretch?
He's below Stretch.
Okay.
They're referring to Stretch as the Godfather, so he would be one step below the Godfather head, the person that reports straight to the Council of New York, the UBN,
Okay.
United Blood Nation Council.
And then if you could explain November 28th, 2018, the message that's sent from the 9807 phone number?
The 9807 number messages him, tell him that's my calling from the 772 number. So he's explaining to tell the Godfather that he's going to be the one calling from the 772 number.
And that's the area code that the 9807 phone number starts with?
Yes, 772-713-9807.
Okay. In terms of the response, and then from the 9807 again, the LMAO beloved, and then why is it significant to have the 5 instead of an S in Rise?
So I don't recall if we went over it during the description of the United Blood Nation and the Bloods. So a quick breakdown would be the United Blood Nation is the East Coast faction of the Bloods. As I stated before, they were started in California on the West Coast. The East Coast, they began what's called the UBN. The UBN fell under another alliance called People Nation. And the People Nation, they came up with sign symbols and things to separate them from Folk Nation, which was an alliance of other gangs like Crips, GDs, and many other, right? So one of the signs and symbols of People Nation and the Bloods, since they try to keep these signs and symbols kind of the same, so that you don't have one group with the number 5 and the other group with the number 4 and the other group with the number 6. They all align under the 5, right? So the number 5 is significant to them. That's why they throw up the 5-point star, 5-point crown. A lot of things they use have the number 5 in it. So they'll sometimes replace, like when they replace C's with B's or X's, they'll use the number 5 to show their allegiance to the UBN and to People Nation.
So I'm going to go to December 2nd of 2018. There is a image that's here, and I'm going to have to switch over to the digital version.
What page?
This is on page 39. in this particular image, were you able to identify the co-defendant, Cortland Henry?
Yes.
And where is he looking in that one photo?
Can I stand up, Your Honor?
Uh,
You can say that.
Let me see if I can get something to point with, Your Honor. So,
It's not touchscreen, right? This time.
that's not, so. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a wireless mouse. It doesn't really work on this screen particularly well, but if you could come around this side, stay that direction, please. And if you could point to Cortland Henry. Okay, so it's not working on that screen on that, so just, if you just keep your back.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, do you see the individual identified as Jamel Dimmons in this picture?
Subject right there. going
Okay.
up. G-Shine.
The other individuals that are in this photo, were you able to identify them?
Yes.
And who are they?
This is Jamon Mitchell. He was in the email chain sent through the YNW MELLY booking Gmail account. This is Jaquan Burton, Q-Shine, or Herc, as saved on the phone. This is Derek Dixon, aka Gino, saved on the 9807 phone number.
And the hand signs and symbols that are being shown, what are they indicative of?
So this hand sign right here, that's a big B for blood. This right here is G-Shine, same hand sign that Melly or Mr. Demons is throwing out. Same hand sign he puts on his music albums and commonly uses. It's a specific hand sign just to G-Shine, to the Gangster Killer Bloods, while this is a universal hand sign for Bloods. This is universal hand sign for Bloods. This is specific to Gangster Killer Bloods.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and scroll down further on that same page, same 39, receipt.
Thank you.
So going down here on December 12th of 2018, there's a message from, again, the Gino to the 9807 phone number. If you could read that message aloud.
Are you a Ruru? I was thinking you should drop a few chains and give them to the gang. That'll show people who you connected with. It's not mandatory, just a thought.
Okay. The response,
Not everybody, of course.
is there a like dues or tithing that's required as for membership in a criminal gang?
Yeah, as described in the oath and many times throughout the Bible, it's not about the individual, it's about the collective. The mere fact that he wasn't even communicating with Gino and with his lineup enough, that was enough for them to say, you're not doing enough for us. And now, to step further, we need to be brought to these shows, and you should buy this some jewelry, because that jewelry's not cheap.
Okay, so then the next message from December 12th says you're in the position to be a young Don. What is a young Don?
Higher up, captain.
Okay. Is that one of the ranks?
They didn't reference that name as in their Bible as what they call their ranks. So I think it's just like a term related to the mafia, Don.
Okay. And the response from the 9807 phone number is?
Let's do it.
Okay. Then Gino continues on in the next message on 12/12/2018, still on page 40. In that message that's up there, is there other terms and things that you see that would be indicative of G-Shine or Gangster Killer Bloods?
Yes, so I'll read it and then I'll go through it. Bet that, Ascari, but seriously, I want you to really think about the power you possess, little brother. I'm just here to show you how to use it. So the first thing is Gino is addressing the 9807 number as Ascari, which is a rank. It's not like saying blood or homie or any of the other, or Herc or Twin. He's specifically calling him Ascari. It would be like calling him General if he was in one of the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor general spots, or Godfather, something to that effect. He's saying Ascari, you are an Ascari. And we know that based off his email where he has a document that says you have now ascended to the position of Ascari. So this reaffirms that. And then Gino explains, I want you to think about the power you possess. And that power comes from, in my opinion, from what I've read through all these messages, the power is money. Money is power in a game. And not only is money power, but fear and intimidation
Objection.
is power.
Sustained.
Okay, so going on,
Strike.
Jury disregard the last comment, stricken.
moving on to the next page, 42, at the very top. If you could read that message aloud.
Once the family gets a real glimpse of how you rock with me, it's all access granted. Be like a young Nicky Scarfo,
Who is Nicky Scarfo?
Philly mob boss,
Okay.
very powerful mafia boss in Philadelphia.
Okay. So then there's other messages, December 23rd, 2018, where Gino is asking for something. Can you read that one aloud, please?
The things I ask you to do don't even cost money. Shake my head. SMH.
Okay. With response, then December 23rd, there's a message about at 8:18 a.m. If you could read that one.
No more shows for you and that N-word.
Okay.
Track being his manager. Or Mr. Demon's manager.
Okay.
I'm putting bubblegum in his hair, yin yang twin looking ass.
Okay. The next request, if you could read that one aloud.
The Godfather wants to know if we can be an R&B group.
Is there anything based on your training and experience that you can say about that particular message?
In these organizations, the higher-ups usually call the shots, although the guys on the bottom of the totem pole might be doing their own thing, either, whatever hustle they decide to choose. They have some autonomy, but at a certain point, if you get directions from your higher-ups, you kind of have to start listening to them. You wouldn't just be able to act reckless and do whatever you want, so you would get some kind of direction, especially if it's for the benefit of the organization and benefit of the game.
Okay, moving on from page 43 on to 44. At 12:26, the Rue, I need to skyline with you. What does that mean?
I need to talk to you, need to meet up with you.
Okay. And then the next message, 44. The next message on page 44.
I'm here to help you, but I refuse to not be helped back. Takes a seat out. In all actuality, you don't fuck with me or with the set, I'm beefing with N-words in Florida, and I don't even know. Shake my head. Why are you even around?
And if you can remind the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what does it mean to be false flagging?
False flagging is claiming something that you're not. So saying you're blood when you're not a blood, or saying you're a blood and you are a blood and you're just not acting like a blood. And holding to your values or your oath as a blood.
Okay, going to page 47 at the very bottom. What is being asked of the 9807 number at this point?
Post me for my belated birthday, Herc. I'm only asking because I got hella hoes last time you posted me. He's asking 9807 number to post him on social media because it got him a lot of females last time he did that. So he's clout chasing.
Okay. And can you explain what clout chasing is?
Trying to get popular, famous, get a lot of views, become famous using social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any platform, TikTok, Twitch. These gang members are on all these platforms. Regular people are on all these platforms. Everyone's, like I said, the era of social media. Everyone's trying to make money on social media, and he's trying to get females.
Okay, so on January 26th of 2019, there's another message that has some unfamiliar words. If you could read that and translate it.
On another note, one of them, Pyru N-words, reached out to me saying something about some for shit.
And could you explain what Pyru is?
Pyru, I discussed that when we were talking about the original West Coast Bloods, the Pyru Boys, Pyru Street Boys. They were a gang that originated in the West Coast. Now there's East Coast Pyrus. And Pyrus are a different set of bloods. They don't fall under G-Shine. G-Shine is its own thing. They don't fall under the UBM. They're their own thing. Pyrus are West Coast Bloods, and there's a big difference between West Coast Bloods and East Coast Bloods. They don't respect each other. Might work with each other sometimes, show a little reverence towards each other because they're all blood. But as of right now, I know for sure there is a disconnect between West Coast Bloods and East Coast Bloods. There's not much respect.
Okay, going on January 27th of 2019, still on page 48 at the bottom, what messages is Gino sending to the 9807 phone number?
The top message at the bottom, you said?
Start with the top one.
Top one, okay. It was quite a lot, accusing you of something that you're punishable by death, also stating that Shine Family is nothing more than a chess game in the palm of little Four's hand. I myself found that amusing. The reach of the G-Shine hand is far-reaching, but being that you are really Shine, that's something you are not going to have to witness. For mothers and kids are not off limits when disrespecting Shine, Shine in all capitals.
Okay, in terms of the little Four's hand, what is that?
He's talking about Pyrus.
Is that the 4s and the 5s you were explaining earlier?
Yeah, that's probably specific to that Pyru set. It could be what's like certain, let's say like there's like a set of rolling bloods, right? It's like rolling 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. So these Pyrus, it's apparent from messages, something about their set aligns with another 4. It's probably a street.
Okay. So going on to page 50, January 27th, 2019, the first message to the 9807 phone number from the Gino contact. What does that say?
Stretch got a date set up for us to pull up so we can have a face-to-face. Whoever don't show, getting kicked out the whip.
What is the whip?
The whip is the lineup. That's one of the things they call it. It's either called a whip, a lineup. In the Bible, they call it the temple or the districts. The whip would be specific here in this message because it's Stretch calling it would be specific to the G-Shine set that the 9807 number belongs to.
Okay. So going on to page 51. Is there another reference to those chains that we just previously talked about?
Yeah, they continue to ask. He said, what happens with the chains?
And the response from the 9807 on page 52 as to the chains.
All that's coming. The C is replaced with a K, big bro. Be patient, I'm fresh out. I'm gonna have everything handled. Ain't seen my mama yet. I'm only one man.
Okay. So going back to, on to page 53, the message from the Gino contact reads what?
Hey, for real though, I need to borrow 10 bands. I'll give you 15 back.
And the next line?
If I don't pay you back, you can have my stain and my life.
What is a band?
Bands, 10,000 or $1,000.
Okay,
One band is $1,000, 10 bands, $10,000.
okay. And the next line about having stain, what does that refer to?
That's a slang term used for for their like the rank. It's like if you say I'm going to give you my stain, I'm give you my rank. He's saying if I don't pay you back, you can have my rank. So obviously, the person speaking to the 9807 number is above an Ascari, which we've determined the 9807 number is being spoken to as he's an Ascari.
Okay. Going to January 31st of 2019 on page 55. Does Gino at this relate his life story to the 9807 phone number?
Yes.
Okay. There's also an attachment of some sort of song on that from Gino.
Yes, Gino was an aspiring rapper as well. Sends the 9807 number sends a song to that 9807 number. At some point, Gino changes his Instagram handle to YNW Gino Shine instead of Gino Shine. YNW being the YNW collective that Mr. Demons was a part of.
Okay, going on to
I'm sorry,
February.
what page was this? I'm sorry.
That was 55, moving on to 56. At the top of page 56, there is a message. If you could read that and then translate it, please.
I believe that you are a man of your word, the Godfather behind the wall. So the Godfather in prison, not the Godfather on the outside, which is stretch. Godfather behind the wall is trying to put you on a plate, saying you use and shine for your image. So I told him that's a dub. You're signing me in March, and I hope for our sake you're not flagging at this point. It's critical. So he is giving a warning / threat that if, first off, the Godfather behind the wall, the Godfather in prison, so one of the more powerful ranks, he's thinking about putting the 9807 number on the plate, which, if you guys recall, that means he's going to be labeled for death. That means if any other blood member sees him, doesn't matter what rank or set, they're to kill this person. And then the accusation is that the 9807 number is using G-Shine, Shine, for their own personal image and not for the collective, which has been a topic on this several times. Then Gino responds, or continues and says that he vouched for him basically and told the Godfather that he's not just using G-Shine for his self-image because the 9807 number has promised to sign Gino. And he says, I hope you're not flagging, I hope you're not lying, because it's critical at this point. Because once the Godfather's thinking about putting you on the plate, making you food, green-lighting you, whatever you want to call it, there's no going back from that.
Okay, in terms of at the end of this page, there's this last message, February 10th of 2019. And some of the names in this, Kodak, do you know who they're referring to?
Probably Kodak Black,
Okay.
rapper.
And Boosie?
Boosie's another rapper.
Okay, and Quando? Sorry.
Quando's, he's I assume a rapper, he's saying he's gonna sign him.
Okay, so is this something that G-Shine is involved in as part of their regular business in the music industry?
Most gangs try to get rappers in their organization for the money and clout. and it just helps with their image. It helps promote the game.
So, moving on to the conversation with the contact that's labeled Herc, ending in 1322. If you could, you said this Q Shine? Have you
Yeah.
identified Q Shine in that photo previously?
Yeah, Jaquan Burton, the tall, he was a tall male in the red outfit. He was also throwing up the G-Shine hand sign, one.
Okay. And so these messages start on page 58 for defense counsel, going on to 59. I want to go down here to the messages from the 9807 number to this new contact Herc on September 13th of 2018, the one in the middle. If you could just read that out loud.
Nah, me and Bra fought well. I fought young boy. He fought my brother Sack.
Okay. Moving on to the next message here. You had mentioned the term crab before. If you could remind ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what does that mean?
Crab's a derogatory term for anyone who falls under the Crip gang.
Okay. And so if you could read the September 13th, 2018, 10:07 p.m. message.
Says he said he gonna kill us Shine N-words when he catch us. Well, me and you, LOL. I told that crab ass N-word if he touch any of my hercs, it's over for him. So he's if you notice, he crosses out most of the C's, but not all of them. Yeah, most of the C's. He puts a CK, Crip Killer. So that's the only time you'll see a C, unless they just forget to cross it out like in catch. When they put CK, that's something that is typically graffiti. CK, Crip Killer. When they'll do that in neighborhoods where Crips are predominant.
Okay, and then going on to page 60. This particular message at the top, actually the second one down, on September 14th of 2018. If you could read that one aloud.
Say, bro, way you want to meet up tomorrow before the show with a 5.
And the response from the 9807 number.
Slap, hurt.
Is there anything particular about those two terms?
Well, herc is that same term of endearment, basically, that's used between members of G-Shine, and slat is a common blood, kind of like a calling or saying. They say slap, they say a couple other things. That's one of them.
Okay. And in terms of continuing through page 61, what are the discussions about this particular venue? If you could read that one aloud.
Yeah. Y001, I don't mean to keep hitting you up, bro, but what time do you want me to come? Took out the C up there. I don't know the place or time it starts. Also took out the C on place.
Okay, and then the responses are.
I'm getting ready now, Herc, most likely around 1 a.m.
Okay. And then the questions that are sent back.
Where is it located? Again, with the CK, Kirk Killer.
Okay. And then it talks about the venue.
Yeah, he's asking about a venue. Where are they going to meet? Where's the location at?
Okay. Going on to September 15th, what is this message say?
Subject, Herc or Jaquan Burton says, but I got them sticks with me, so you know we're going to be 050. We're going to be good.
And what are sticks? Did you determine that in your training and experience?
Sticks are rifles or shotguns, any long gun, other than something that's not a handgun.
Okay, so continuing on September 15th, some of the responses from the 9807 number.
9807 number responds, yes, sir, always us, Herc. He uses the 5s instead of the S's. Like I said, the S's, the reason they replace S's with 5s is because Crips, derogatory term for blood, is a slob. Slob starts with an S. So to avoid using S's, they'll put some 5s in there. And then he says, no problem, gotta look out for my Shine brothers. It's one of the 8 rules. And he references back to the G-Shine rules.
Okay. In terms of the location and the address that's on there, have you searched the phone for the location address on this particular incident?
I
On
did.
September 15th?
I did at the time, but I can't recall right now.
Was it consistent, or I wouldn't say consistent, but was it also in the Jacksonville area as reflected in the message above?
Yes, I do recall that.
Okay. And that was on page 64 for defense counsel. Going on to page 66. September 16th of 2018. What message is coming in from the individual labeled as Herc?
That same G-Shine saying, I shine, you shine, we shine, G-Shine. What's your email so I can low-ride you the knowledge, low-ride you, send you, communicate with you the knowledge being the Bibles, the books of knowledge.
Okay, and on September 16th of 2018, what email address does the 9807 send out as the email address to send it to?
YNW MELLY booking at gmail.com, the same email that the G-Shine books of knowledge were recovered from.
Okay. I want to go to
Sorry.
now
Real close.
page 68. And this is going to have to switch over to the digital version again. On September 21st, 2018, at 12:06 a.m., what is the email address that is sent?
BurtonJaquan@gmail.com.
What page are we on? You're losing me.
My apologies, Mr. Howard.
I'm sorry.
We are on, I believe, 66.
Okay.
68 now. Okay, so to go back to the digital version, to go to page 68, so pull up that photo. Who is identified in this picture?
Mr. Demons throwing up the gangster killer blood hand sign. The other subject is, I recall it's Jaquan Burton, and he's throwing up the same gangster killer blood hand sign.
Okay. And if you could identify them by an article of clothing as to who is who.
You're right, they're both doing the same hand sign. Mr. Demons is wearing the colorful trench coat, and Mr. Burton is wearing the white t-shirt, black pants with the Swisher Sweets in his pocket, and the red bandana poking out the right.
And so we can zoom in on that. This is the red bandana you're talking about? By the
Yes, sir.
Social Suites?
Usually in the back pocket.
Okay. Continuing now on page 68, then on to page 69. There's again that same number for the Godfather that we previously discussed.
It's a different number.
Oh. And is there other instances in which,
That's the number. Oh yeah, that's a different number altogether.
are there other instances in which it says the Godfather's working more than one phone?
Objection.
Well, right here.
Objection.
I'm sorry,
I apologize.
I didn't hear the,
Objection, she's asking the witness whether there are other instances
thank you,
not
sustain,
related to
rephrase your question.
Thank you.
We'll come back to that on that specific message. Okay. Going forward now, on September 27th of 2018, what message comes from the 9807 number to the individual saved as Herc?
What page are you on?
Page 71.
Herc, I feel you, but y'all try this rap shit one time. I don't even have time for my mama. I've been doing radio runs all week. Shit's tiring as fuck.
And so the response from the Herc phone number on, again, page 71 at 2:16 a.m. on September 27th.
Bro, I totally understand. We're rocking with you 110%. Trust me, Herc, I'll give my life for my R's, but we gotta communicate more. Ain't nothing personal. We all had to go through from Stretch to me to Gino, but this is how things are going from now, Herc.
Okay. And then the next message.
At the end of the day, we still don't know you. We don't know what your motives are, basically. I just gotta learn you a little more, bro. I seen people get whacked for bringing the wrong people around. I'm not trying to go through that. You are going about it the right way. Gino and the Godfather are like brothers, for real. By dealing with us, you will be closer to a lot of bros and access, so took out the C's, access to whatever.
In terms of the people getting whacked, what does that refer to?
People getting killed.
In any of the messages that we've gone through up to this point, is there any communication with Zach Chaser or Anthony Williams?
No.
Is there any communication with Christopher Thomas, also known as Juvie, in any of these messages?
No.
Okay. Continuing on September 27th of 2018. That's the first, you'd mentioned twin earlier. And is that something that you've seen a lot in these messages?
Yeah, it's another term used by members of G-Shine. They'll call each other twin.
Okay, and that was in response to the message here, September 27th, 2018. If you could read that one again.
I shine, you shine, we shine, G-Shine. Just doing my rounds, checking up on everyone. I wasn't trying to be hard on you last night, bro. We fam. We just gotta learn each other more. So, Herc is explaining that he's just doing his job to check up on all his other bloods, all his other members. And he's just trying to get to know the 9807 number.
Okay. So that was on page 72 for Defense Counsel. Moving on to September 28th of 2018. Can you read that message and then translate it?
Shake my head. Fools giving false info saying he Inglewood and shit. Y'all gonna do a mixtape. That'll be a good look for you, Herc.
Okay. And I'm gonna go above that. On September 28th of 2018, there's a question that's asked, and what is that?
Yo, beloved, what set is Young Thug pushing now? Young Thug the rapper, who just got indicted.
And so it says the response from the 9807 number?
Still the same set. Murder. Murderer for, not the crime. Murder, sex, money, murder. One of the UBN, United Blood Nation blood sets.
Okay. And then the response as to the fifth floor, what does that mean?
Fifth floor is referring to the ranking system, as I described previously. You call them a fifth floor, call them a five-star general. It depends on what the set wants to use as their title, but it's consistently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, low, high, Godfather, Godfather head.
Okay, so then on October 3rd of 2018, there's a message from the contact saved as Herc, and what does it say?
What page are you on?
76.
Okay.
What does that?
It says bark at me, bro. The reason bark is important is when the UBN was created, United Blood Nation was created, one of the signs and symbols that they use is to differentiate each other within the prison system was a tattoo or a burn mark, and it was 3 dots on the right shoulder in the shape of a dog paw, so they call it dog paw. So bark at me would be just another way of them incorporating their blood symbology into their language.
Okay, and so then what contact information does the 9807 number give on October 3rd of 2018?
YNW MELLY booking at gmail.com.
Okay. Now there is October 4th of 2018. If you could read on page 77 at 6:01 p.m., that one that starts with "Please hit me back."
Please hit me back, Herc. N-words, set tripping, shine sap.
And if you could translate that, please.
So he's telling the 9807 number to please call him back. He takes out the C, puts an X, and then he's talking about other G-Shine members who are set tripping. Set tripping meaning not following the rules or just not acting in accordance with how you should be acting as a member of G-Shine or as a member of Blood. And he says, call me back shine sap instead of right back or ASAP, something like that. He incorporates G-Shine into the language.
Okay, so then continuing on, October 9th, there's a message that is sent to the 9807 number.
Yeah, just doing my rounds, Herc, checking up on everything. You gotta communicate, bro. That's the #1 rule of being Herc. You can get dubbed out for it.
And what does it mean to be dubbed out?
Kicked out.
Okay, going on to the next message on October 10th, 2018, 11:55 a.m.
Godfather asked me about you. You need to call Gino's line, Shine Sap. So he's saying the Godfather asked about him, and he's telling him he needs to go, that the 9807 number needs to call Gino. It's right call, he will ball, took out the C, and he's saying call him immediately, call me Shine Sap.
Okay, and then the next message, which is sent October 10th, 2018 at 1:40 p.m., but read October 23rd of 2018. What is the message about a head count?
Says, we're doing a head count, let us know if you're still in, bro, if not, speak up. He's checking in on the 9807 number and making sure, trying to get confirmation whether this person is still trying to move up in the ranks, trying to be a member of G-Shine.
Okay, so moving to October 13th of 2018, what's the next message that goes from Perk to the 9807 number?
Yo, bro, I know you're busy. Sorry. Yo, bro, what's good? I know be busy and shit, but are you fucking with us still? We need to know if, oh yeah, I forgot we had this. You trying to get your name in the GKB history book and give you your stain, your rank. You still like our little bro, whatever it is, you can bark, talk to us. Or me, anytime. I got mad love for you, bro. Like I told you before, I'll kill any N-word or die for you, Herc. That's how much love we got for you. We would have been this same way on you if you wasn't famous. Bro, trust me, just bark at me like a man. No lost love, SL, shine love. Forever shine, right shine, shine bright.
Okay. The response going on to page 79 is sent October 23rd, 2018, 10:39. And is that the first time that the 9807 number responds to those other messages?
Yeah, it appears that was the first response.
Okay. Going right above that, on October 16th of 2018 at 9:07 p.m. Could you read this message aloud, please?
Talk to me like a man, bro. We're supposed to be bloodas, not brothers, but bloodas. Just let me know what's going on, that's all. So again, using blood terminology in his language, that is just more evidence of the association or the membership to the Blood Nation.
Okay, going on to the next message, October 26, 2018, 12:42 p.m., and this is still on page 79. And I'll switch over to the digital version to make the photo bigger. Is this the picture that was sent in the text messages?
Yeah, that's the same picture.
And in these three individuals, do you recognize them?
Yes.
And who are they?
The subject in the middle is Jamel Dimmons, wearing the colorful outfit. The subject to the left, well, it's my left.
Well, let's go by colors. The green.
Okay, the green shirt is Juvie, that's Christopher Thomas, and the red shirt is Anthony Williams, sack chaser.
And the message associated with that said,
Yo, is this true?
the next message from Kirk on October 26th of 2018 that reads as what follows. If you could please publish that for the jury on October 26th, 5:27 p.m. Again, page 79, defense counsel.
So the message from Herc at 5:27 p.m. on October 26th says, "Damn bro, I'm sorry, get closer. Damn bro, I'm sorry for your loss. I know shit's hard right now for you right now, but keep your head up. I wish I could have been there to guide you. If it's anything you need, bro, let me know. Don't hesitate to bark at me. Love you, bro, 110%.
Okay.
He was offering his guidance in reference to what had occurred.
Okay. Going on to page 81. October 29th of 2018. Can you read those two messages and publish them for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
We just gotta watch how we bark at each other, that's all. Just talk normal, hit me back. So we say, we just gotta be careful the way we talk to each other, and that's all, just to talk to him normally. So just giving him a word of caution, giving him some guidance.
And so then the next response from the number ending in 1322 labeled as her.
You wanna ask you about some music, if that's cool. Cool.
Okay. And does the October 29th at 9:55 p.m. is that same email address that you previously mentioned of burtonjaquan@gmail.com mentioned?
Yes, same email, same subject.
And that's on the bottom of page 82 now, going to the response from the 9807 number. What does that read?
Yeah, Bletta, I'm on my way to a show, Shine Love, SL.
Okay. I'm going to November 8th of 2018.
I'm sorry.
Can we take a heat break or a warm break?
Thank you. We'll take short recess. Ladies and gentlemen, do not discuss the case. Don't form any opinion about the case. Don't allow anyone to discuss the case in your presence or no research. If you notate on here. Thank you. Thank you. Let the record reflect the jury stepped out. Counselor Manuel, the defendant, and the witness. Anything to discuss?
No, Your Honor.
No, sir.
All right, you need a restroom break? All right, can you arrange that?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. We're in recess. Gary. Quiet, please.
Jury entering.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please be seated. Let the record once again reflect the presence of the defendant, Mr. Devens, his counsel, the assistant state attorney, as well as ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Our witness all remains on stand. Ladies and gentlemen, we wrote the statement still on their direct examination of the witness. Counsel, if you would, please continue.
Okay, so we left off and we've gone to now page 83. November 4th of 2018, 1:50 a.m. Hit the focus button, make it a little easier. What does this particular message say?
Good show, Herc. You had me turn, be safe on the road, on that road to full South Florida. Or sorry, South Florida, so sorry. Shine love.
Okay. Continuing on, there's a message on November 8th, again, still on page 83 for defense counsel. That is at 12:58 p.m. If you could read that one, please.
Moreless east side banging blood. I be that true and living blank. Standed and grounded with devotion, overstanding and loyalty for cause of Ola. Reppin' that Shine family, cause real riders don't switch. Therefore, it's platinum gold, gold platinum, 001, G's up. Even when my mind, body, and soul departs, forever expanding the mind, height line, black.
Okay. So continuing on to page 84. There's a discussion about add me back. Do you know what that refers to?
In this context, I think he's probably talking about social media.
Okay. Continuing on to November 18th of 2018. Can you read this text message and then translate it?
Why this N-word goon going around telling the homies you want a plate because you name up under Gino? I'm a Peter roll that fool on the hood.
And if you could explain what this means.
So, goon was the, I believe we talked about it early on. Jamel Demons was being recruited by two different G-Shine sets, two different lineups, whips, whatever you want to call it. One of them was under Goon, and that's the one that Jay Green belongs to. The other set was the one being run by Gino and Herc, all the way up to the Godfather stretch. When Mr. Demons, or I apologize, when the 9807 phone number decided to go with Gino, Herc, and Stretch, it caused issues with Goon because that second lineup, that second G-Shine set was not chosen, and that caused issues because they wanted to recruit him first.
Okay, so what is the Peter roll, that fool?
It's just slang. He's just saying he's basically like run through him, beat him up, hurt him, whatever he wants. Could mean anything at that point.
Okay, so on November 19th of 2018 on page 85, the message that's sent from the 1322 Herc phone number, yes, what does that one say?
Yo, I sent you a beat. Tell me what you think about it. I was hoping you can put a hook on if you'd like that one instead. If you like that one instead, let me know what you think.
Can you explain what a beat is?
Soundtrack to a song, the music in the background, no audio, no vocals, just beat, you know, the music.
Okay, and what is a hook?
A hook would be when a rapper or any musician just jumps on a song and does a short verse on the song, so the main artist creates either, you know, takes a beat, creates a song, and then they'll pay someone for a hook or for a verse in a song. It's very popular with in the rap community. You know, everyone does it.
So, talking about now on page 86, November 21st, 2018. What message is that sent to the 9807 number?
This one right here.
The top one, yes.
Yeah. You got 2 shows Saturday, bro? Question.
Okay.
Yo, hit me up. Oh, sorry, I thought you wanted this
Sorry,
one.
yes, please.
Yo, hit me up, Shine Sat, bro. I gotta ask you something.
Okay, and then continuing on to the 24th.
I'm gonna ball you when I get there. Again, he's not talking about a ball. He's just replacing the C in call.
Okay. Now the 9807 number on November 24th of 2018 sends some text messages. If you could read the one in the middle right there.
Can I see the one above it?
Sure.
That, okay. So then, this one's unrelated to the top here. Drums and 22 clips, 2, and 33 clips.
And what are those?
Drums would be referring to drum magazines for firearms. A drum magazine is a magazine, if you don't know what a magazine is, a gun has, sometimes people call it clips. A clip is not a magazine, but that's what a lot of people call it. It's where the bullets are contained within the gun. You would put the bullets into the magazine and then stick that in your gun. So they come in regular size magazines for, like, a gun comes with a standard magazine, like a Glock, most Glocks come with a 17 round magazine or 15 round magazine depending on the size of the bullet. Here he's requesting drums and 22 clips. So a drum mag is usually 50 rounds. 22 clip would be something that holds at least 22 rounds, and then a 33 clip would be something that holds at least 33 rounds.
Okay, then on November 24th, the response from Perk is DL. What did you translate that to again?
I hear you.
Okay.
Just kind of means like, okay.
Okay. Continuing on in terms of the items that are discussed here, if you could just read them out. I'll start at the top.
Looks like a wish list to me, or an order.
Okay.
2 9mm 30 clips. So again, clips being the magazines. He's asking for a 30 round magazine. 1 9mm 22 magazine clip. 2 clear 40 cal drums. So 2 drums, 2 drum magazines, the ones that are round that hold at least 50 rounds. Sometimes they make them that hold 100 or 150 rounds. And he wants it chambered, or the 9807 number wants it chambered in 40 caliber.
Okay.
And then 1 clear 9mm drum, same thing. A drum magazine for 9mm round caliber rounds, and the clear kind. So some of these drum mags are black, you can't see through them. Some of them for showmanship or just because they look cooler, get it clear, and then you can see all the bullets inside. It's just a preference thing, I guess.
Okay. And Detective Bill, you don't know if these were used for a video shoot or anything like that. You can't give any comment on that.
No, it just looks like a list of
Okay.
magazines that they're requesting for those 2 types of calibers, 9s and 40s.
Okay. And then the list continues on November 24th at 3:10 p.m.
Yeah, so this does refer to actual bullets. Get some hollows too, misspelled hollows. Hollows are hollow point bullets, as opposed to like ball round, which is just like what we would use for target practice. A hollow point bullet has rivets in it, and when it makes impact, it kind of disintegrates and it becomes many projectiles. Kind of just spreads apart.
Okay.
Spreads apart, so it's kind of looks like that, and then it'll just
Moving on to
disintegrate.
page 89. What is shown in the message from Herc on November 24th of 2018?
Herc states I got a customized Glock 17 for sale if you wanted to. A Glock 17 is a model of a Glock handgun. It's chambered in 9mm.
And then there are pictures that are shown of that same?
Yes.
Okay, I want to go forward now on November 28th, 2018, at page 93. The first two messages there, if you could read those.
Bet it up, shine. Right. Sorry. Bet it up, shine right, shine bright, shine love, bro. They capitalized the B for blood, capitalized the O for Ola, which is, according to the Bible, Swahili for blood, but I don't think it really is. I tried looking it up.
Okay. So then on the next message, okay, so continuing on this page 93, the next message at 10:03 p.m. from the 1322 HERF number to the 9807 number.
It says, boy, I see your ugly ass on TV representing with the capital R.
Okay. So I want to move up now to, still on page 93, December 5th, 2018. And if you could read that message, please, and publish for the jury.
Damn, what's up, blood? We beefing or something? I know you view me barking at you. I just be trying to check up on you. That's one of the 31 rules. And the N-word really care about you, bro. Cause that fake rockin', we don't roll like that, bro. Not in this 5-dub. We straight up with each other, and cause we gon' die about this GSF, G-Shine family. Shit you heard, just let me know what's up.
And if you could translate that, please.
I'll do it in portions, so
Okay.
we don't get lost. So, first part, he's asking him what's going on, blood. So he's referring to him as blood, acknowledging him as one of his own. He's asking if they're fighting, or are they beefing, what's going on. So he must have not been getting responses, or not been getting communicated with, not following the rules. He says, I know you see me barking at you, he can see that the messages are being viewed, and he's just checking up on him, so he's not getting responses. And that's one of the 31 rules, references back to 31 rules in the Bible. That's both the UBN Bible and the G-Shine Bible. Then he says, he follows it up by saying, we really care about you. And right here, again, the use of the CK, Crip Killer, right? So it's just nothing specific. He's not really dissing the crip or anything. It's just common way of Luds to type. And that fake rocking, so he's saying, if you're fake rocking, we don't roll like that. Fake rocking would be the same thing as false flagging or set tripping. It's just basically saying, if you are going to say you're one of us, you're really going to be one of us. You can't just pretend. You have to follow the rules. He said, we don't roll that way. We're straight up with each other, and we're going to die about this G-Shine family. So this is not just a club, an organization. This isn't the Boy Scouts. This is an organization that they're willing to die about. He's saying, I'm just saying this so you hear me and so you know what's up.
Okay. And in terms of the response about the communication, in terms of that, I'm going to go to the 9807 number, responds as what?
Bro, why really just we beefing? Looks like a typo there.
Okay. And then the response from 1322 Herc.
Of course, we're not beefing, bro, but you gotta do better on your communication with your 5-dub. That's part of getting your state together. So he's telling them, there's no beef, there's no problem, but you need to communicate better with us. And this is a common theme. He needs to communicate better with his G-Shine members, and he mentions it in there.
Okay, and the response from the 9807 number?
Herc, and the N-word be dead busy. It's just referring to him as a Herc. He's acknowledging he's G-Shine, and he's saying that he's just been too busy to communicate back.
Okay.
Flight to flight, don't even see my mama text on God. So he's saying that he's so busy he can't even text his mother.
Okay. And then to continue on page 94 still, the response from Herc to that busy text.
Yeah.
As big as possible, sorry.
He says, I smell that, bro. Oh, I understand you. I feel you. Same thing. I smell that, bro. But this G-Shine family shit is, he uses double R's, real right. We talked about that. Right? So that means we're not a fake, unsanctioned set. Not a fake set. I won't call them fake. They're not, he's saying we're a real set. We're aligned with a national sanctioned set. So they're real right mob, regardless of mob being members of blood. Regardless of how busy we all get, we always got to make sure we find time to check up on the bros. Even trouble. Do it, bro. And he's a big artist like you. It's nothing personal, and we're not saying we want all your time. Just text and let us know you good. That's all, bro. You say we your brothers, but you be showing us different, and we really gotta be real. Love for you, Herc, 110%.
So then moving on again to the digital version on December 7th of 2018. What is the text that accompanies this video?
I believe this was a screen recording of a conversation between Goon and Janelle Demons, if I remember this video correctly.
And so to go to...
Goon being the same subject that was recruiting Mr. Demons into the other set.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, who you roll with?
Your Honor, objection.
Excuse me, come sidebar, please.
the contact on this. What does it read as?
Yeah. You want me to say it now?
Yes, please.
So, Melly's bitch ass with I think it says smiling, laughing face. With the T.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, who you want with? Who you want with? I want Gino, man. You want with who? Gino. I'm not like Gordon. Yeah, sounds good. Now listen, send him my number. Yeah, my big homie wanna holler at him. Send him my number. It ain't no talking, but you trying to meet this show so I can beat your ass, Jit. You ain't sent me no address yet.
Excuse me,
Alright, send him over.
thank you. Come side. What's the objection?
So, Detective, in terms of the voices that you hear on this, during the course of this investigation, did you have the opportunity to become familiar with the defendant, Jamel Denon's voice?
Yes.
And if you could describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury approximately how many hours of video and audio that you watched of the defendant over the course of this investigation?
I probably listened to almost every single one of his songs, music videos. I watched interviews he did, listened to jail calls, and the difficult part in the jail calls was
Objection.
Sustained.
So
Ask for
nothing-
curative instruction.
Why don't you come sidebar again? There was an objection, I sustained the objection. It had to do with discussion of where the calls emanated from. I sustained that objection. I'm going to ask counsel to rephrase your question.
In terms of Detective Polo, were you given phone calls to review in which the defendant was identified as a participant? Without
Yeah.
No. And in terms of the number of hours of those calls that you listened to?
Over 30 hours maybe.
Okay. With regards to your familiarity with the defendant's voice, are you able to say who is on the phone that is being recorded?
Well, the unknown subject holding the phone, no. The person on the other line of that iPhone looks cracked iPhone. That sounds like Mr. Devins.
So you're on with that, I'm going to go ahead and publish again what's been already in evidence as part of State 70, and this is image.
Objection calls for hearsay.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Objection's overruled. Proceed.
Oh, and it's image _0747.MOV for the record.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, who you walk with? Who you walk with? I walk with Gino, man. You walk with who? Gino. I'm not like Gordon. Yeah, sounds good. Now listen, send him my number. Yeah, my big homie wanna holler and send him my number. It ain't no talking, but you trying to meet this show so I can beat your ass, jit. You ain't send me no address yet. I'm gonna send you that shit you back. Alright, say no more.
Okay, so going back now to the printed document, we're going to go to page 97 for defense counsel. Detective, were you able to determine in what state the individual with the 404 area code was from?
The one we identified from the 9807 form,
Yes.
that was Georgia.
That was
Georgia.
Oh. And Detective, going to page 97, the 12/20/2018, 2:32 a.m. from the 1322 phone number that begins with 404. What does that message say?
It says, we back in the meeting waiting on you.
Okay, and then continuing on to the next message.
Hey Melvin, how long you gonna be in Atlanta?
Okay. And where is Atlanta located?
Georgia.
Moving on to the bottom of page 97. If you could publish that last message on there.
I got somebody that wanna book you for a show. Hurt bus at me.
Okay. Going on to, hold on. Now, page 102 for defense counsel. The individual identified as Goon, the phone number ending in 9277. You reviewed these messages as well?
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned that there was 2 sets that were trying to recruit the defendant.
Yes, from the messages on the phone, it was clear that 2 different G-Shine sets were trying to recruit Mr. Devins.
And is Goon in the same set or lineup as Gino, Stretch, and the Herc messages we just went through?
Not based off the context from all the messages I read.
Okay. And in terms of the first message from the 813-451-9277 phone number, what is Goon saying? And that's the name of the contact that's given.
Yeah, Goon was again identified as Isaiah Eberhardt. He was identified as a documented G-Shine gang member. He says, yo, twin, you don't have any of the recent Inglewood being the knowledge or the books of knowledge, the Bibles. I am trying to find out how much you need.
Okay. And the response from the 9807 phone number is?
Yeah, I had some 5. He's referring to the knowledge.
Okay. And then the response from Goon?
Out of date shit, or you up and bopping? And if you recall, in 2016, I mentioned in 2016, the G-Shine Bible, G-Shine Bylaw, or their book of knowledge was rewritten. They called it God Knows Best, the Rebirth.
Okay. And if you could go through now September 2nd of 2018, the next message that's on there, and read it and then translate it.
Yo, twin, just letting you know, bro, I poured the big fool a drink on what's shaking with you, and that you're gonna line up with us just so he was in tune with the play and everything is everything, beloved. He told me to blowfish you his 9, so you got it for whatever reason. He is well known in death row. If an N-word don't know my handle, they definitely gonna know his, you feel me? And N-words know him on the music shit too. He a producer, he did records for Young Thug, French Montana, Jules Santana, a bunch of others.
Sorry.
Bunch of other people, so if you ever need that, he get busy with the beats too. I need your email where you want me to blowfish you some updated Inglewood. I'll break it down piece by piece. Yo twin, again, that's G-Shine slang, just like bro or dude. Just letting you know that I poured the big fool a drink. The big fool, that would be their godfather, their boss, right? It's just slang. He poured him a drink on what's shaking. I told him, basically, he informed him of what's happening with the 9807 number. And that he tells the big fool that the 9807 number is gonna line up. So he's gonna join their set. So that way he was in tune with the play, right? So that he knows everything is everything, and the 9807 number was choosing them as the lineup that he wanted to be a part of. So he states, the big fool, so the boss, told me to blowfish you his 9. Blowfish just means send him your, send, like to send, right? The act of sending. To send him his 9 digits, his phone number. So send you his 9 digits so you have it for whatever reason you might need it. He says he's well known on death row, and he explains to him, basically the synopsis right here, he just explains to him that he's in the music industry and he knows a lot of guys like Young Thug, who's a Blood, French Montana, well, I'm not sure of his affiliations, Jules Santana, who is a Blood, and a bunch of other people. But these are all rappers. So he's trying to sell his set, his G-Shine set, as a good set to be a part of because their boss is in the music industry and already knows a couple of their well-known rappers who happen to affiliate with Blood. It says, I need your email so I can send you the updated Inglewood, the Inglewood being the knowledge, the books of knowledge, the Bibles.
Okay, so continuing on, the response from the 9807 number is?
Bet twin, feed me. Feed me means send me the knowledge he has to learn.
Okay. Then the response from the 9277 Goon number?
Says I got you.
Okay. The 9807 response?
What's his 9? What's his phone number?
And then is the phone number sent as the next message?
631-260-5797.
Okay. Going to the September 2nd on page 104, September 2nd of 2018, 2:21 p.m. This particular message. If you could publish that one.
So on September 2nd at 2:21, this message is sent from Boone. You walking with me now, so I gotta make sure you on your shit because you're a reflection of me and him. So he's telling him, because you are under me and I'm under him, the Godfather, the big fool, then you need to make sure that you're on point, you know what you're doing, you know your stuff, because you're a reflection of us. And from the previous conversations, if one person messes up underneath you and you're the one that brought him home, the repercussions might affect the guys above that brought him in.
So you said bringing someone home. What does that mean?
Bringing someone home is it's gang terminology. Sorry for that. It's basically just bringing them into the gang. I would say I brought them home, and that's just very common slang for them to use.
Okay. So one of the responses from the 9807 number on September 2nd, 2018, what does that say?
Lingo brazy. So he's saying that the lingo, the language that they're using is crazy.
Okay. And does the 9807 number provide an email to receive the knowledge of?
Yes, the same YNW MELLY booking at gmail.com from the previous threads.
Okay, and some of the other responses he uses on September 7th, 2018, 2:54 p.m., page 105, council.
The 9807 number messages blood.
Okay. The other email that is provided from the individual known as Goon, what is that?
Elevation mp2 at gmail.com.
And then the next message on September 7th of 2018.
Sent the last memo, just wanted to make sure you get it.
And the response from the 9807 number.
Gonna view it now, so he's gonna view it now.
And then from 9277 in response to that.
Same thing as before, when they write DL, down low, I hear you.
Okay. Next message from the 9807.
Got it, 5. That's a common for them to call each other, other than twin or Herc or blood. They might call each other 5, like, what's up, 5? You know, it's not normal for other people to do it, but that's how they communicate with each other.
And so with regards to the messages here now on page 107, on September 7th, 2018, talking about the oath again.
Right, so it says copy, then I'll send you, I'll blowfish you some other shit. You got the oath and all that?
Okay, and
then
the question was asked?
9807 responds about the snakes. That's in reference to that one document we went over where they talked about restructuring and clearing the snakes out of the garden because of informants and stuff like that.
Okay, so then the response to the question about the snakes is what?
Not twin, the shine oath. The oath to be able to say you herc. So he says, he's not talking about the memorandum that was sent out to inform people of the changes within the organization. He's saying, do you have the oath that we've read a couple times already? That's if you know that oath, that's how they know that you are G-Shine.
Okay. And then talking about the Shine birthday and things like that?
Yeah, he tells them that's the main things you're supposed to know are the Shine birthday, the founders, who started the hoods. So he's prepping him for future interviews and interactions he's going to have with higher ups, because they're going to, they might not realize they're getting quizzed, but they are getting quizzed.
Okay, and then what does 9807 respond to that?
I ain't got none of that, but
So going on to page 108. What does it say on this first message from the individual identified as Goon?
it said, damn N-words had you out here, all types of lost. The history of the hood, important to know. I'm gonna send it to make sure you get right on that shit, blood. So he's explaining that basically saying you've been claiming blood and you don't know any of the knowledge. You need to know this, it's important.
Okay, and so the response from the 9807?
It says, I know who the founder is, blood, I'm saying you ain't sent it. And then he writes Julius B. Sonny, which is incorrect.
Okay.
Incorrect answer to who the founder is. I'm saying you ain't send it, this is all I got.
And so then in response,
Oh nah, I only sent the memo, I'm trying to see what else I gotta send.
and the picture on that, is that the same photo that was previously published in State 68?
Yes, I believe that's the document, same document.
Okay. Moving on to page 109. At the top,
So,
and this is, you referred to the Julius B. Sonny as being an incorrect answer.
right, so as I stated, the Julius B. Sonny is wrong. GKB, Gangster Killer Bloods, right? The initialism for it is GKB. They go also as G-Shine, it's one of their names. And at one point, early on in their history, they also called themselves Julius B. Sonny. Many of the other blood gangs do the same thing, like the 9 Trade Gangster Bloods call themselves the Billy Badass Bloods, right? So this is just another one, and it appears that the 9807 number was confused as to this because Julius B. Sonny sounds like a person's name.
Okay. Talking about the date that GKB started next in that message.
Yeah.
Based on the training experience and the information that has been provided to you in this specific field, is that an accurate date for the start of GKB?
Yes,
And what date is that?
February 16, 1996.
Okay. Going out to the bottom of page 109. Can you read the last message here and explain what that is?
They're asking me to ran a 31. So 31 is in reference to the original 31 rules or laws. And running a 31 in reference to the UPN, or to, would be, if you remember when we talked about the different ways to get into a gang, being blessed in, being beat in, putting in work, running a 31 would be in reference to getting beat in. So some people are blessed in, and they might not earn the same respect as if they weren't beat in, because they didn't actually have to shed blood and fight for their position in the gang. So he's asking him, did you get beat in?
Okay. And in response to some of the other questions at the top of page 110, you mentioned the memo and the restart or rebirth.
Right.
Is that date, November 16th, 2006, consistent with the gang knowledge that has been intercepted by law enforcement?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the response from the 9277 goon number.
So I'll read it. LO, making sure blood and N-words nowadays be getting passes and bros don't respect that shit. If you ran it, then that's valid. So this goes towards what I just stated, where some bloods are brought into the gang just for having money or for whatever reason. And it's looked down upon because most bloods had to get beat in to get in. And he was just making sure.
Okay.
He's letting him know.
And so then going on to, if you could just summarize the September 7th, 2018, as to what the message at the top, what that one meant?
Says, gotta respect that. Now, if you want to let your nuts hang in front of the bros and run it again, then you can. But if you did it, then it ain't mandatory. So he's saying, he's using slang, a lot of slang, right? So let your nuts hang. Do you want to show them that you have the bravado to be, not say what they're trying to say. Do you have the courage to redo it in front of all your bros, in front of the homies, right? If you do it again, you can, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to run it again. You've already ran a 31, but you could do it and show everyone that you're tough.
Okay. So Going on to the page 111 at the top, talking about the big fool again. Can you read that and publish that message for the jury?
The big fool be out here next month too. If you're trying to link with him and shit, he sent me the info yesterday. So he's telling him the boss is gonna be in town, and if the 9807 number wants to meet with him, so let him know, so he can set it up.
Okay, going on to sending on September 9th, 2018, more messages from Goon. What did they say?
So it sent you the updated lingo books. Did you get that?
And the response from the 9807 phone?
All right, I'm finna look now, Herc. I'm in the A right now.
Okay. Then responding back, going to the September 10th at 12:50.
Yo
Okay.
Twin, sorry.
Please, if you could publish that one.
Yo Twin, for the show on the 29th, how we gonna link you? You gonna make or perform and leave? Like, should I snatch a section with the bros or what?
Okay. And then response to that, what is the response from the 9807 number?
I'm a Mac with you, so he's saying he's gonna hang out with them.
Okay.
And we'll be in Jacksonville this weekend.
And DOA, what does that stand for?
Dead on arrival.
And at the end of that page of 113, if you could publish that last message and then translate it.
I was just 2-2 with Herc, I was just talking to him.
September 11th on page 114. Just ran into, and if you could just publish that message there.
9807 number sends this text message. Just ran into Blue Bond Herc.
Okay.
Blue Bond's a blood out of Broward County.
And is Pompano a city in Broward County?
It is.
Going on to September 11th of 2018, 9:52 p.m., page 115. What does the 9807 number say about that individual?
He says he's 9 Trey. He told to ask about him. 9 Trey being 9 Trey Gangster Bloods. It's another blood set within the UPN.
Okay. And then continuing on, again on page 115, September 13th, 2018. The last message here, what does that one say?
Follow my IG, blood.
What's an IG?
Instagram.
Okay, the response from 9807.
Send it, blood.
And again, 9807 says what?
I'll shout you out.
So September 13th of 2018, 4:17 p.m., a Instagram account is sent.
Yes, Vulture Gang _music group.
Okay. So going on to page 117 at the bottom. If you could publish that message for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
It says, hell yeah. Shit, let me know you know the Herc's on stage.
Okay. Continuing on to September 13th, 2018, page 118.
Say less, twin. I'm gonna send you some more shit today.
Okay. And continuing on September 16th of 2018, this message right here.
Linked with Herc last night. Them boys the truth.
Going on to page 122, September 26th of 2018. What does the goon number say to the 9807 number?
Read it or synopsize?
Just if you could read it and
Read
then,
it. Damn fool, you ain't even tell me you was in the O last night.
okay.
Referring to Orlando, Florida.
And then the discussion continues on September 28th.
Yo, bro. So I'm trying to figure out if I should grab a section for tomorrow, or if you got one, and we, with you, and I just grab the bottles. That way we gon' sip. Sorry. I just don't want to buy a section for nothing. I did that before and spent no time in my section. It was a waste.
Okay, and based on your training experience, do you know what they're referring to?
Getting a section, like a VIP section at an event.
Okay.
He wants to know if he should get a section for himself, or if the 9807 number is just going to allow them to be in his section.
Okay. So then on September 29th, there's a discussion about people coming from Georgia.
Mhm.
If you could just kind of summarize that message on page 123 at 1:01 p.m.
He's just asking. He's saying that saying he has people coming in from Georgia. He wants to make sure that they're going to be able to get in. They're going to be able to hang out because he doesn't want them to make the drive for no reason.
Okay.
What page was that?
123. Oh. So going forward to October 25th of 2018, 10:25, 1:09 p.m. If you could publish that message to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yo, bro, what you got going on? N-words banging my line, talking about you, talking wild on IG and FI, I think, in that Facebook, but FI ain't real right. What you talking about?
That was page 127 for defense counsel. Going on to page 128 at the top. The message from Goon to the 9807 number, what does it read?
You straight? I just heard what happened last night.
Okay. And again, the same message or the video that we watched previously.
Right.
Going on to the fifth chat with an individual that's identified as Papa.
Mm-hmm.
That phone number. If you could read the first message.
A Slime, people hitting me up talking about you said some about putting an N-word on a Winnie the Pooh shirt, saying you had dim something to do with it. I told they ass, stop calling me about that shit. It ain't my business. I don't know shit about nothing. I don't know, man. But congratulations on XXL, little one. I'm proud of you.
The term slime.
So go ahead.
Will you explain that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Yeah, the term slime is something East Coast Bloods say. West Coast Bloods won't say slime. It started off with YSL, the record label, Young Thug. That's where it came from.
And so at the bottom of page 129, if you could read the response from 9807.
I gave an example slime.
And August 23rd, 2018, the 9807 number, what does it say to the BAPA contact?
Appreciate that, slime. I got a new phone.
response at the top of page 131.
You got the same number?
And so so to refer back now to page 130. The message at 1:25 p.m.
I got in a fight with NBA Youngboy and all slime. The internet don't know 'cause I don't rock like that.
And then continuing on that response on 1:26 p.m. on page 131.
In LA, I popped his ass about 4 times, laughed my ass off, but they jumped, and they was at least 9 deep. And yeah, my number the same. I just had to buy a new phone.
Continuing on, there's a image down here at the bottom. And were you able to view those images?
I did a while back.
Oh. In terms of the page 134 on this particular set of messages, on 8/31/2018, the BAPA number sends a message. If you could read that.
You bark with him? So did you talk to him?
Okay, is that its same meaning or symbolism that you had talked about earlier about the barking and the dogs?
Right, so it would be something significant to someone that falls into the UPN.
Okay, so then going on to the September 1st, 2018, 10:08 a.m., the bottom message.
Rise up, twin, what's poppin', Herc? Those are standard G-Shine greetings that are listed in multiple Bibles, not just the one we got from the email.
Okay. The response from the 9807 is what on September 7th?
Herc.
Okay. And again, the Julius B. Sunny.
Yeah, this guy's wrong too, but it says Julius B. Sunny's the founder of Shine.
Okay. And so then BAPA asks in the top of page 135, what is the first question that he asks?
What else do you need to know?
What does the 9807 number ask for?
For G-Shine's birthday. Shine's birthday.
Okay. Are these the same messages that were then sent to Goon, basically copy and pasted?
I'd have to go back and see, but it looks like it. February 16, 1996, the same date.
Okay. And so the last message on September 7th, 2018 on here from BAPA on this page, what does it say?
The homies coming to the show, or bumming, but coming to the show, and the big fool from up top.
Okay. And the response?
Bet.
Then here, there's a discussion on September 9th of 2018. Who are they talking about at 252? Page 136.
252?
Yes.
You talked to Goon?
So there's discussion about losing someone at 9/15, 2018 on page 138. What does 9807 ask?
Who did we lose? Who we lost?
Okay, and the response?
Bloody J from Fort Pierce.
On the page 139 at the top, the 9807 number says what?
Got a show in Daytona.
Okay. Going now to October 26th of 2018 at 7:47 a.m. What does the individual named as BAPA say?
Damn kid, I heard what happened. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm here if you need me.
And the next message?
Man, I just snapped on Stack Chaser.
And then the clarification?
I mean YG.
And the last one on this page, 140, the message says from Papa to the individual with the 9807 phone number.
Love you, kid.
So Detective, you have in front of you a, I believe, 50-page document. Did you have the opportunity to review that prior to coming into court?
Can I see a sidebar for a second?
Yes, sure.
We'll take our luncheon recess now. Do not discuss the case, don't form any opinion about the case, don't allow anyone to discuss the case in your presence, certainly no research. Just leave your notepads on the chairs. We'll see you back here at about an hour and 15 minutes, 1:45, all right? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Let the record reflect the jury stepped out. Counsel remain along with the defendant. Anything to discuss?
No, Your Honor.
Nope. All right. See you back at 1:45. Thank you. Have a nice lunch.
Thank you, Your Honor.